Oh, what's normal? I mean, when I started doing this, that was kind of the fundamental question I realized I didn't know. I was comparing all this data to never actually knowing what the normal baseline was. And, it took a long time. I think it's really one thing to know, I think, about all our tools and all these tools by necessity is we track fluctuations. We track how much rankings are changing, but that causality is really hard to tease apart. And so we don't know right now if the web is changing, if Google is changing something, if people's behavior is changing. So the rate of change does seem high since COVID, but we also know that people are just doing things so differently that it's nearly impossible to piece that apart. Been trying to dig into some of that. And I think it's hard too, because they converge now, right? Like I don't want to overgeneralize about ML, but when you have user inputs feeding the system, then the algorithm is to some degree rewriting itself as our behaviors change. And so is that us? Is that COVID or is that the algo? I don't even know what to call it, right? Like did Google specifically launch code every single day that's significant? No, I doubt it. But is the algorithm adapting to us as we engage in new behaviors? Absolutely. So, what's us and what's the algo? If you're hoping to leave the call with that, I hope that, Mordy or Olga or Marie know the answer because I don't. I'm looking for the way to answer that.
So let's ask Olga, what do you think the answer on that is? Do you think this is the new normal for a while in terms of the algorithm fluctuating so much? Do you think it's because we as searchers are doing different types of searches?
I think, well, we attribute it more to online behavior and the change because change for industries, for some industries, we see drastic changes, and for some, the changes hasn't really, well, so for example, news and entertainment or media, these SERPs, they change constantly, and if those are not affected and the others are, then we make a conclusion that this is some tweak in the algorithm, and then we'll look further whether it was an update or that was more due to online behavior. So here I see the change in online behavior specifically. We've checked some searches in the industries. I don't know if I'm jumping ahead of what we plan to discuss, but for example, pets as an industry and as a keyword cloud, I would say it has been affected in a couple of weeks, and we've seen the really big spike in dog adoption as a keyword. So in February it was around 370,000 searches per month, and then it spiked to 550,000. So then obviously if we see, if Google sees so many people searching for how to adopt a dog, then Google will be tweaking that industry. I assume, well, that's an assumption, but that's the kind of the conclusion that we came to. So it's all to online behavior.